From the National Newsroom of the Canadian Press, I'm Karen Rebo. U.S. President Donald Trump is reversing course on most of his global tariffs. Trump pausing his so-called reciprocal tariffs for 90 days, but is keeping in place a 10% levy on nearly all global imports. Wall Street is breathing a sigh of relief for now. Stock markets in New York and Toronto surged yesterday following days of massive losses. And this morning, Asian markets soared and European shares have opened higher. But U.S. futures are lower, and so is oil. No change was announced yesterday for any tariffs on Canada on our autos, steel, aluminum, energy, and potash. And reporter Perry Russum says Trump is still increasing tariffs on China.
The cost of Chinese-made products could rise dramatically as the president now singles out China with a 125% tariff. For example, within a year, the PlayStation 5 could more than double in price. Trump's tariff pause also does not include the 25% tariffs on imported vehicles and auto parts. One trade group calls that unfortunate, writing, Michigan's signature industry will continue to endure the uncertainty and disruption of these fluctuating trade policies.
China has refused to seek talks with the U.S., saying it would fight to the end in a tariff war. At least 2 school districts in Canada have either canceled field trips to the U.S. or they've put them on hold over recent political uncertainties. The school district in Surrey, BC, typically runs as many as 30 field trips to the U.S. each year for sports, dance, or musical competitions or events. But Superintendent Mark Piermain says schools are being directed to suspend American field trips for now. He says Surrey is a diverse city with many students coming from different backgrounds, including some who may not be Canadian citizens.
We just really didn't want to have a scenario where, conceivably we could have a student or staff member have a challenge at the border and have a really negative experience.
The largest French-language district in New Brunswick has also canceled a planned school trip to the States. Day 19 of the federal election campaign will see the leaders of both front-running parties stump in the vote-rich Greater Toronto area today. Liberal leader Mark Carney will be in Brampton and Hamilton, and Conservative leader Pierre Poilievre will be in Milton and hold a rally in northeastern Waterloo region. A new Leger poll suggests in Ontario, 48% of respondents will vote Liberal in this election, compared to 39% Conservative and 9% NDP. On the campaign trail yesterday, Liberal leader Mark Carney was in Calgary pledging a faster review process for major national energy projects, and the Conservatives' Pierre Poilievre held a rally in Brampton, Ontario, where he pushed his Tough on Crime platform last night.
After you've done 3 offenses, you're going away for life unless you can prove to society that you are no longer a danger. That is how we are going to stop the crime and protect our communities forever.
This is the Canadian Press. In sports, the Toronto Maple Leafs' Matthew Knies had a hat trick Wednesday night in Tampa Bay, capped with the winner late in overtime, powering the Leafs to a 4-3 decision over the Lightning in Florida. Knies admits the night was a good one.
It feels incredible. Just getting this win against a rival team. It's a good feeling in that locker room. I think we had a great effort all around, and I'm just happy for these guys.
The victory strengthened Toronto's lead atop the Atlantic Division with 4 games left on the team's regular season schedule. Connor Brown scored his second goal of the game with 21 seconds left on the clock to lift the Edmonton Oilers to a 4-3 win over the St. Louis Blues. Edmonton still looking to clinch a playoff spot with 4 games left to go. A tough loss for the Calgary Flames. Cutter Gauthier scored a minute and 11 seconds into overtime as the Anaheim Ducks rallied to beat Calgary 4-3. In baseball, Bo Bichette's sacrifice fly scored Ernie Clement in the 11th inning as the Blue Jays beat the Red Sox 2-1 at Fenway Park. From the Canadian Press, I'm Karen Rebo.
Thanks for listening. Don't forget to follow and subscribe. For more of today's top stories, visit thecanadianpressnews.ca.